Emoji license plates. Every car has a license plate. Usually, it has numbers and letters only. In Australia, some cars have special license plates. They have numbers and letters, but they also have an emoji character. These license plates use 5 different emoji faces. For example, there is a smiling face, a winking face, and a face with heart-shaped eyes. Soon, the United States will have emoji license plates too. Corpse flower. There is a very unusual flower from Indonesia. It is called the corpse flower. That is because it has a terrible smell. It is similar to the smell of rotting meat. Normally, the corpse flower is small and green, but it changes when it blooms. Then, the flower grows 3 meters tall. It also begins to smell very bad. This attracts many insects. The corpse flower is popular with people too. They are curious about the smell. Christina Koch. Christina Koch has an incredible job. She is an astronaut for NASA. In university, Koch studied physics and electrical engineering. In 2013, NASA selected her to become an astronaut. For many years, she trained at the space agency. Then, on March 14, 2019, she rode a rocket to the International Space Station, ISS. She returned to Earth on February 6th of this year. In total, Koch lived in space for 328 days. It was a new record for a female astronaut. "I am glad to be back on Earth," she said. "But I will miss the freedom of space." Spacewalk record. In space, Koch set another record. On October 18, 2019, she and astronaut Jessica Meir did a spacewalk together. It was the first time for 2 female astronauts to do this. Koch's hobby. Koch is interested in outdoor activities. She especially likes rock climbing. This hobby helped her when she became an astronaut. Reduce smartphone use. Do you have a smartphone? Do you use it too much? If so, you may want to reduce your smartphone time. Here are some simple ways to do it. Turn off notifications. Smartphone apps send many notifications. They make people check their phone. Try turning off the notifications from most apps. Then, you will pick up your phone less. Keep out of bedroom. Many people check their smartphone before sleeping. Because of this, they often fall asleep too late. At night, try keeping your phone in the living room. In bed, read a book instead. Use a black and white screen. Smartphone screens are very colorful. This makes them too attractive. You can change the screen to black and white. you will feel less attracted by it.
Viking Festival. York is a town in England. In February, it holds a big festival. Everyone dresses up as Vikings. They put on Viking helmets and armors. They get on Viking ships. Vikings are warriors from the past. They came from Northern Europe. They also went to England. The people in York are proud of their past. So, they put on a Viking festival every February. New Korean satellite. On February 19th, a rocket was launched in French Guiana. It carried a Korean satellite into space. The satellite's name is the Choleon 2B. This satellite has two important missions. First, it will monitor fine dust in Korea. It will find out the main cause of the nation's air pollution. Also, it will check the environment of the ocean. For example, it will monitor marine pollution and climate change. The Choleon 2B has special sensors. With the sensors, the satellite will give useful information to Korean scientists.
Giant dinosaur model. Recently, a man in England wanted to buy a present for his son. He chose a big dinosaur model. So, the man went online. He ordered the dinosaur model. He thought the model was as big as a small car. However, it was much bigger. In fact, the model was larger than a school bus. The company delivered the model with a big crane. The man decided to keep the giant model. Now, his son loves his new dinosaur. Bike training class. In England, many people ride bicycles. The government wants these people to be safe. Now, there is a new bike training class. Both children and adults can take the class. In the class, people learn how to ride a bike. They also get safety tips. Over 400,000 places will hold the bike training class. So, everyone will ride their bike safely. This class is very useful, one boy said.
New foldable smartphone. These days, companies are making a new kind of mobile phone. It is the foldable smartphone. Foldable smartphones first appeared in 2019. The first big company to make them was Samsung. Foldable smartphones have flexible screens. That is because the screens must fold in half. This is not easy to make. Sometimes the screens can crack. However, smartphone technology is getting better. In February, Samsung released its latest foldable smartphone. It is called the Galaxy Z Flip. This phone is small and square, so it is more portable. Also, it folds vertically. Other foldable smartphones fold horizontally. Other foldable phones. Besides Samsung, other companies are making foldable phones too. They include Huawei in China, Motorola in the United States, and LG in Korea. Smartphone users. Smartphones are popular worldwide. Right now, 3.5 billion people own smartphones. That is about 45% of the world population.
Walking sharks. Recently, some scientists studied the ocean near Australia. They found some interesting sharks. These sharks were small. They ate small fish and other sea creatures. They also went to shallow waters. There, they stopped swimming. They started walking. They used their fins on the rocks. The scientists found 4 new species of walking sharks. Now, there are 9 species of walking sharks in the world. But walking sharks are very rare. So, the scientists say we must protect them. Penguins Aquarium Tour. These days, zoos and aquariums are closed. This is because of the coronavirus. So, some aquariums in the US did a cute thing. They gave a tour to their penguins. The penguins wandered around the empty aquariums. They looked at the fish. They checked out the displays. The penguins acted like tourists. They were curious about everything. Everyone had a good time.
Colorless plastic bottles. Plastic waste is a serious problem around the world. However, colorless plastic bottles can be recycled easily. So some cities made a new law in February. Now, people have to throw away plastic bottles in a different way. First, they have to separate colorless plastic bottles. Next, they have to remove the labels around the bottles. This way, we can recycle colorless plastic bottles better, a city official said. We can help to protect the environment. Long-lost ring. Deborah McKenna lives in the United States. Recently, she received an envelope in her mailbox. When she opened it, she was very surprised. There was a ring inside the envelope. It was McKenna's ring. But she lost it 47 years ago. The envelope was from Finland. A man found the ring in a forest. The man saw some writing on the ring. Then he found the ring's owner. He did a kind thing for a stranger. Ancient marsupial lion. Recently, scientists in Australia made an interesting discovery. They found a fossil in a rock. The fossil was 25 million years old. It belonged to a new kind of marsupial lion. Marsupial lions lived for millions of years. They went extinct 35,000 years ago. They looked similar to lions. but the two animals were not related. Actually, marsupial lions were a kind of marsupial. They had pouches like kangaroos or koalas. The new marsupial lion was small. It was the size of a domestic cat, but the creature was fierce. It had sharp teeth and claws.
Indoor fun. These days, we should be indoors a lot more. Unfortunately, this is because of the coronavirus. So, how can we pass the time? Here are two fun things. Let's grow bean sprouts. It is easy to grow plants indoors. It is especially easy to grow bean sprouts. Soak some beans in water. Put them in a container with a paper towel. Water the sprouts 3 to 4 times a day. Remember to keep them covered. They will grow in just 7 days. Let's make ice cream. You can make ice cream with simple ingredients. They include crushed ice, rock salt, milk, whipping cream, and sugar. Put the milk and whipping cream in a small Ziploc bag. Add some sugar. Fill a big Ziploc bag halfway with ice. Pour salt on the ice. Put the small Ziploc bag in the big one. Then, shake the bag. After 10 minutes, you will have homemade ice cream. Daylight saving time. In some countries, a special time change takes place twice a year. It is called Daylight Saving Time, DST. DST happens because seasons have different daylight hours. In summer, the sun sets very late. But in winter, it gets dark very early. So, these countries use DST to have more balance. In March, they set their clocks forward by 1 hour. For example, 5 p.m. suddenly becomes 6 p.m. This way, the sun does not set too late. Then in November, these countries set their clocks back by 1 hour. Then, they can have more daylight hours during winter. People can enjoy more sunlight. Countries with DST. 70 countries practice daylight saving time. They are mostly in North America, Europe, and South America. Many countries in Asia do not take part in it. Problems with DST. Some people do not like daylight saving time. They say it is hard to adjust to the changes. It sometimes affects their sleep.
Free buses and subways. Luxembourg is the smallest country in Europe. But it has a terrible traffic problem. There are too many cars on the road. This wastes people's time. It also makes pollution. The government wants people to drive less, so it made a big decision. From now on, buses and subways are free in Luxembourg. Of course, this will cost the government a lot of money. but life will be better for people in Luxembourg.
Dinosaur on the street. Recently, a dinosaur was seen in Spain. It wandered around the street. Some people took pictures. Actually, it was not a real dinosaur. It was a man in a dinosaur costume. The man was worried about the coronavirus, but he did not have a mask. So instead, he wore a dinosaur costume. A police officer saw the man. He told the man to go back home. New greetings. In the United States, people shake hands. In Italy, people kiss others on the cheeks. But these greetings can spread the coronavirus. So, people are using new ones. Let's check them out. No hands. Some people are doing fist bumps or elbow bumps. They lightly touch these body parts to say hi. Foot shakes are also popular. Each person lifts a leg. Then they touch shoes together. These greetings are fun to do. Also, people touch for a very short time, so they are safe. No touching. Some people don't want to touch others at all. So, they wave their hands instead. Others bow to each other. In India, people put their palms together in front of their chest. Then they bow slightly. This is called Namaste. These greetings are safer. There is no touching, so people don't spread germs. Mars rover's name. NASA is the space agency of the United States. Recently, it built a new Mars rover. But this new rover needed a name. So, NASA held a naming contest for students. Around 28,000 students sent in their ideas. They wrote essays too. Finally, NASA chose the rover's name. A middle school student made it. Now, the rover's name is Perseverance. Also, its nickname is Percy. Percy will launch in July. It will land on Mars in February 2021.
Tuneless choirs. Everyone loves to sing. But not everyone is good at singing. Also, some people are shy about it. In the United Kingdom, there are choirs for these people. They are called tuneless choirs. The singers practice every week. They sing popular tunes together. They choose easy songs, so everyone can sing the songs. We are not very good, a choir member said. But we have fun together. Why do we have tears? Do you ever cry? Often, it is because we feel an emotion. However, there are other reasons for our tears too. First, tears can flow because of dust. When we get dust in our eyes, it stimulates the eye glands. Then, our tears wash out the dust. Also, smoke or fume can cause tears. For example, our eyes may get watery when we chop onions. Lastly, we cry when we feel sad or angry. But some scientists say that our tears have a special ingredient. It can help us to control our emotions. Hope in Italy. The coronavirus is a problem everywhere. Italians especially had a hard time. But Italians still showed great hope. For example, they had to stay home for a long time. So, they sang from their balconies. They shared their music. One couple made baskets of food. Then, they lowered the baskets from their balcony. On the street, homeless and hungry people took the food. This way, they shared their meals with people in need. Honor for Cloud-Bred Author. In Sweden, there is an international award for children's books. It is called the Astrid Lindgren Memorial Award. It is the biggest prize for children's authors. Every year, a Swedish jury honors one children's author. This year, it was Paek Hina of Korea. Paek's most famous book is Cloud-Bred. In the book, two young cats eat bread made from clouds. This gives them the ability to fly. The illustration for Cloud-Bred is also unique. Paek made the pictures with dolls and sets. Paek's book is full of imagination, the jury said. Learn Korean with BTS. BTS has many foreign fans. They are curious about Korean language and culture. So, the famous boy band made a smartphone app. It has 30 short videos. The videos teach easy Korean expressions. The BTS members explain basic Korean grammar. The videos also have subtitles. The subtitles are in Korean, English, Japanese, and Spanish. There is a new video every Monday at 9 p.m. This way, BTS fans can learn about Korea. Ignaz Semmelweis. Ignaz Semmelweis was a doctor from Hungary. He practiced medicine in the 19th century. Back then, even doctors did not wash their hands. They did not know about germs yet. So many patients got infected and even died. Then, in the 1840s, Semmelweis made a surprising discovery. He found that washing hands led to fewer patient deaths. He even suggested a chemical to use during hand washing. Unfortunately, other doctors did not believe Semmelweis. This is because he could not prove his discovery. Of course, we now understand why hand washing is so important. So, we should thank the Hungarian doctor for his work. Germ theory. Louis Pasteur was a French scientist. In the 1860s, he proved his theory about germs. After that, people finally understood the importance of hand washing. Washing hands today. These days, the world is fighting the coronavirus. So hand washing is more important than ever. New grocery stores. Recently, some new grocery stores were introduced. They are changing how people shop for food. Let's check them out. Zero Waste Shop. The picker is located in Seoul. The store uses no plastic packaging. So, shoppers bring their own bags and containers. When they buy beans or grains, they use their own jars. Shoppers can also buy different products. They are made from natural materials. Nothing is wasted in this store, so it is good for the environment. Automated store. The Amazon Go grocery store is run by Amazon in the United States. It has some interesting technology. First, customers scan their Amazon Go app at the gate. Then, they choose the items they want. When they finish shopping, they can leave with their items. The app will pay the store later. This technology is a great time saver.
NASA's electric airplane. NASA is the space agency of the United States. It usually makes rockets and rovers for outer space. Sometimes NASA also builds things for Earth. They are called X-planes, or experimental planes. This way, NASA tries out new ideas for aircrafts. Recently, NASA showed its latest X-plane. It is named X-57 Maxwell. It is an electric airplane. This plane has huge wings. It has 12 small electric motors and propellers. It also has 2 bigger propellers on its wingtip. The X-57 does not use a lot of electricity, so it can fly for a very long time on its battery. New kids font. Hyobo Bookstore is a big bookstore in Korea. Recently, it held a handwriting contest. For the contest, many students wrote things by hand. The judges looked at the writings. The judges picked one student's handwriting. this student's handwriting was neat and clean. Then, the bookstore turned the handwriting into a computer font. So, people can type with this new font. International Hamburger Day. Many people enjoy hamburgers. There is even a special day for them. Let's learn more about this day. What is International Hamburger Day? On May 28th, people in different countries celebrate their love of hamburgers. Some people eat one at their favorite burger restaurant. Others have a barbecue outside. Who invented the hamburger? Many people believe Otto Kraus invented hamburgers. He was a cook from Hamburg, Germany. One day in 1881, he fried a Hamburg steak in butter. Then he added an egg and put them all in a bun. Later, German sailors brought the idea to the United States. Unique hamburgers. Nowadays, there are many different kinds of hamburgers. They can be really big or really tiny. Also, not all hamburgers are made with meat. There are vegetarian burgers made with only vegetables. In Switzerland, people can even buy insect burgers.
Police officer helps ducklings. Recently, an American police officer did a kind thing. He saw 7 ducklings at a park. They were crying. But there was no mother duck. So he decided to help the lost ducklings. He walked slowly. The ducklings followed the police officer. They marched behind him. The police officer led them to a pond. There, the ducklings met their mother. New use for paper cups. Many people use paper cups. Usually, they use the cups only once. Then, they throw the cups away. But there is a problem. The inside of paper cups is coated with plastic. So the cups cannot be recycled easily. One Korean company has a good plan. It takes paper cups. It changes the cups into special paper. This paper is for photographs. Beautiful pictures are printed on it. Already, the company recycled 300,000 paper cups. This is good for the environment.
Dog mayor. A city in California has an unusual mayor. He is a dog. His name is Max. He is a golden retriever. Recently, there was an election in the city. The people elected Max as their mayor. The dog wears a necktie. He walks around the city. He makes people smile. Also, he goes to fundraising events. There, he welcomes the guests. Max is a wonderful mayor, one resident said. Minecraft Campus. Because of the coronavirus, students are studying at home. They cannot go to their school and see their classmates. So, some students came up with a solution. These students attend the Bronx High School of Science in New York City. They used the video game Minecraft. The popular game can be used to build a virtual world. With Minecraft, the students built a digital copy of their school. They constructed all the classrooms on 3 floors. They also made the auditorium and the cafeteria. Then, the students created avatars of themselves. This way, they can meet each other on the virtual campus. Sandbox game. Minecraft is an example of a sandbox game. Sandbox games have few set goals or rules. Instead, players can freely explore the virtual world. Other schools. Other schools recently used Minecraft too. Earlier this year, graduation ceremonies were canceled. So, some schools in the US and Japan held virtual graduation ceremonies. Yoga in school. Nepal is a country in South Asia. Recently, the Nepalese government added a new class to its schools. Now, the students will learn yoga. Nepal is the first country to do this. Yoga is an exercise from India. It involves stretching and different poses. You also need to breathe slowly and stay quiet. The Nepalese government says yoga will be good for the students. They will become healthier. Also, yoga helps students to focus on their schoolwork.
Picnic tables for squirrels. A man in the United States loves squirrels. So he did a kind thing for them. He made a tiny picnic table. Then he hung it on the fence in the yard. He also put some acorns and other nuts on it. Soon, some squirrels came. They sat on the chair. Then they enjoyed the treats. I was happy to see them up close, the man said. Loudspeakers for coral reefs. The coral reef is a kind of underwater community. It is made up of sea animals called corals. They look like plants. The coral reef is also full of unique fish. In a healthy reef, fish and corals make many sounds. So, it is actually very noisy there. Unfortunately, some coral reefs don't have enough fish. So, some Australian scientists did something interesting. They recorded sounds from a healthy coral reef. Then, they put speakers near empty coral reefs. When they played the sounds, many fish returned to the empty coral reefs. In the future, This may keep other coral reefs healthy too. From trash to treasure. There is too much trash around us. So, some people use trash to make new products. This is called upcycling. Here are some interesting ways to upcycle. Upcycling at home. Many old things can be used in other ways. For example, old cans are good for holding stationaries like pens and pencils. Old clothes can become scarves, pillows, or decorations. Also, you can be creative. One person made photo frames out of old glasses. Another person made an old computer monitor into a fish tank. Upcycling companies. Many companies are selling upcycled products too. These products are fun and good for the environment. Some companies make beautiful clothes out of old clothes. Others sell furniture made out of junk. Recently, Samsung had fun upcycling ideas for its cardboard boxes. Instead of throwing the boxes away, customers can cut and fold them. They can make a pet house, a magazine rack, or shelves.
Watch what you eat. Recently, there was a survey. It asked students about their diet. About 70% of the students had an unhealthy diet. They did not eat enough vegetables. They rarely had a salad. But they enjoyed spicy and salty foods. For example, they often had fried chicken, pizza, or tteokbokki. You should have a balanced diet, one doctor said. So eat more vegetables. Lost sheep returned. In May, a surprising thing happened in Australia. A lost sheep returned after 7 years. There was a big fire in 2013. The sheep ran away. The owner could not find it. Recently, the sheep returned by itself. But it was not sheared for 7 years. So, it was covered in wool. It looked like a big ball. The owner sheared the sheep. Now the sheep looks normal. It is back at the farm. Actor in space. Tom Cruise is a famous Hollywood actor. He stars in many action films. He often does his own stunts. In the near future, Cruise will make an interesting movie. For this movie, he will go to outer space. Cruise will fly in a rocket. He will go to the International Space Station. He will shoot the movie there. He will be the first actor to make a movie in space. It will be very exciting. Growing rice in the desert. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, is a country in the Middle East. In 2018, the UAE government asked the Korean government for help. It wanted to grow Korean rice. However, it is very hot and dry in the UAE. Also, there are many desert areas. Because of these conditions, it is hard to grow crops. So, Korean researchers made special rice seeds. In late 2019, they sowed the seeds in a desert area. They pumped water through water pipes. In March, they finally harvested the rice. They reaped 763 kilograms of rice. It was a big success. In the future, these crops will help countries in the Middle East.
A very special walk. Tom Moore is a senior citizen in England. He was a soldier. In April, it was his 100th birthday. So he did something special. He started a fundraiser. Moore walked around his big garden 100 times. He finished in 8 days. People saw his walk online. They donated money to Moore. Surprisingly, he raised over $40 million. The money will help to fight the coronavirus.